Welcome to the November month and our first November show of the month. He's Zach Halverson and I'm Tim Peterson.
On this edition of Sports Path, we head out to the University of Minnesota golf course to check out some cross-country action. We'll also wrap up our soccer coverage and get you caught up in volleyball.
But first, we start with football. Mahtomedi and Hill Murray are fierce rivals, and back on the 19th of October, the teams collided at Hill Murray High School in their last game of the regular season. For a loss, and then Lindquist, he'd throw an interception, picked off by Ryan Black, just threw it well short there. He'd return it for a few yards for the Pioneers. And Zach Lavelle, he'd hand it off to Michael Alda. Alda would break one tackle and then head 16 yards into the end zone. Touchdown Pioneers. They're up 7-0 in the first. And Lindquist would drop back, he'd throw it deep, and watch Kyle Fell on this catch. Goes up, pulls it down. We've seen Fell a few times on our show here doing that. Then Lindquist, he'd pitch it out to Jackson Hall, and he'd run it 12 yards into the end zone. Touchdown, we're all tied up at 7. And a big run. It'll be Luke Lindahl again. Watch him rumble down the near sidelines before cutting it back toward the middle. Took a few defenders to bring him down. And Lindquist, he'd throw it to Philip Apus. Makes the reception, picks up a first down. And Lindahl would run in for a 7-yard touchdown run. Mahtomedi up 13-7. The extra point, blocked. Score remains 13-7 till Zach Lavelle, he calls his own number and run it in for the 1-yard touchdown run. And with the extra point being good, Hill Murray would take the lead 14-13 in the second quarter. Lindquist, he's hit as he's thrown and the ball is intercepted. Jack Sitchie, the linebacker, getting back there and pulling it in. And Lavelle would throw downfield to Mac Cullis, who makes a spectacular one-handed grab. We'll have to see that again. Watch this left-handed grab. Oh, just pretty. And Mac Cullis catches another throw, this one for 10 yards in the end zone. Touchdown. Hill Murray is up 21-13 after the extra point was good. Lavelle would drop back. He'd throw an interception, picked off. It's Ben McDonald pulling this one in. Mahtomedi in business. Luke Lindahl, he'd rip off a 15-yard touchdown run. High stepping it into the end zone. And then the two-point conversion thrown to Michael Harris. He'll go up and get it. We're all tied up at 21 in the third. Brooks Bollinger giving his team a little words of advice, and Lavelle would listen. He'd go deep once again to Mac Cullis. Makes another nice catch right in traffic. Watch how well this needle gets threaded right between the defenders. Still tied up at 21. Jones Green, he'd catch a 10-yard pass for the touchdown, and the Pioneers, the extra point, would make it 28-21 in the fourth. Kickoff, fumbled by Alex Golden. And it'll be recovered eventually, once they sort through everybody, by the Pioneers. Pioneers letting you know you have it already, and now it's confirmed. That would lead to a big run, but right here by Dusty Kruger. Picks up huge yards.
He gets down to about the 10-yard line.
All the way down there, and then Lavelle, he'd pass it to Matt Cullis again. And this is a 13-yard touchdown pass. Hill Murray starting to pull away. And Lindquist, he'd throw another deep pass, but this time it's picked off by Lucas Glob.
At the 50, down to the 45.
Return it for a few yards there. Lavelle, he'd go deep again to Michael Alda. Hold in. Just teardropped it right in there. 30-yard touchdown pass is good. Hill Murray 42-21.
Right here.
But Mahtomedi would try to answer back as Lindquist throws it to the end zone to his brother Zach Lavelle. And that's a 13-yard touchdown pass right in the back corner of the end zone. But it's too little too late. Hill Murray wins this one, 42-27.
Almost assurances of the win. Hill Murray will pick up.
Thanks to Fox Sports North for those highlights. After a quarterfinal bye, the number 2 seeded Mahtomedi Zephyrs look to kick off their first playoff game with a win over St. Paul Central.
There's a look at the brackets right there. Hill Murray having that bye early on and moving on into there.
And moving on into the highlights, you see the crowds filing in Mahtomedi's new facility down there, getting ready for this big football match. Here's Coach.
Last time out here on this field, okay?
DJ Johnson.
And we head into the game, very major game for St. Paul Central, trying to upset Mahtomedi. Here's Jackson Hall with a big run for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Andrew Lindquist throws it now, and it's caught by Michael Harris for a touchdown. And the extra point coming up here made by Grant Holker. A throw by Cenas Walsh to Montreal Williams is overthrown. And it was a nice throw there. Here's a nice run by, or nice gain by Harris. And after the catch, and a beautiful throw, but it was intercepted by St. Paul Central. And Jackson Hall with a 4-yard run, touchdown run. The extra point was no good, and Mahtomedi wins 13-0.
Well, later that evening, the number 1 seeded Hill Murray Pioneers defeated Chisago Lakes to move into the section final against Mahtomedi. Take a look at the section 4A bracket there.
And you see St. Paul Central, Mahtomedi, that game 13-0, and Hill Murray beating Chisago 26-7 to set up the Hill Murray Mahtomedi section championship game to be played this Friday. We will be out there, Tim. Looking forward to that one. That is going to be huge. Cross country, volleyball, and soccer highlights and more after the break on Sports Path.
In case of an emergency, if I'm at work, I would call my wife right away. Well, unless, of course, there's no cell service, and, you know, then I'd...
If our cell phones didn't work and the land phone didn't work, the landlines were down, and that's a good question. What do you do?
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Franz!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblams, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you.
Bobby? Susie?
Don't worry, that's just the power of the arts!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
Tim, Tim, Timmy, Tim, Tim. Timmy, Timmy, Tim, 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 Timmy. Tim, 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 Timmy, Timmy, Tim, Timmy, Tim, 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 Timmy, Tim, Timmy.
Timeout. The Minnesota deer hunting opener is this weekend, and if you are heading out to the woods, please make sure that you remember the 10 commandments of hunter safety. It's never a bad idea to go over these rules with any youth that may be coming out hunting with you. Also, make sure that you are covered in 3/4 blaze orange, which shouldn't be difficult for many of you White Bear Lake fans. Seen you wearing it all the time. Well, happy hunting, and please feel free to post your deer pictures to our Facebook page. And on a side note, hello to a couple of new viewers who just moved back. One from Portland, it's Maya and Lisa Landgraf, and Corey Peterson, who's back for a month from Bogota, Colombia. Thanks for joining us. Time in.
Congratulations to White Bear Lake forward Alexis Foley, as she was selected as the Class AA Miss Soccer Award winner. Some of the other Fab 5 finalists included Meehan Bolton and Nicole Samus of Mahtomedi and Dana Savino of Hill Murray. Mr. Soccer finalists included Julian Ocampo of North St. Paul and Miles Stockman Willis of Hill Murray. Tyler Brooks of White Bear Lake was given an honorable mention.
Well, Nicholas Anderson went out to the golf course at the University of Minnesota to see how our cross-country teams performed at sections. Here we are out at the golf course. Kind of a chilly afternoon there.
Just a major event. You look at all the tents set up, all these people out there ready to go, and a lot of action going on out there.
A lot of running, and the runners take off. Look at all those runners, and just think, the day before, people were probably hitting golf balls there.
You see all the hills and how they have to navigate through all that stuff, and how it, of course, probably narrows and widens as it goes along. Very challenging out there.
I would have hopped in that truck. It would have could have gone a lot faster. But Stillwater's in the lead there with White Bear right on the heels, and the Stillwater runner would come in first. White Bear runner would come in second.
Yeah.
You'll know when he crosses because he'll do that.
The classic sports throwing the arms up in the air in celebration. A lot of hard work and dedication by all these runners out there, and it's cool to see them finish like that.
Good sportsmanship there, just shaking hands when they're done, and a couple of the White Bear guys shaking hands.
A lot of some Hill Murray, Mahtomedi there momentarily.
And the girls would line up and they'd take off. And they wear a lot of shorts because typically when you run, your legs will keep themselves warm, so you worry about keeping your upper body warm. And with all that running they're doing, they really didn't worry too much about the upper body because they're moving so much anyway, and arms and everything pumping along. Tartan runner would come in first place. Congratulations. She didn't celebrate like the boys did, but that was a long run. I think I'd have that same expression that a lot of these girls would have if I ran that much or that far.
Me too, Tim.
Look at that Fridley runner. She just falls to the ground out of breath. The geese flying over. I think the geese won that race too.
That's right.
Well, heading into boys soccer, it seemed North St. Paul was the team to beat. They were undefeated with only one tie and looked for a run to the state championship. A few of the fans are out there. A lot of fans actually attended their game this year. Alex Niederloh, he'd throw the ball in, and it would be headed off. It would come off the head of John Fox for Maple Grove. There it is. There's the head and into the net. Maple Grove, the Crimson, would be up 1-0. Then a clearing attempt miscued by North St. Paul. Oh, not yet. There's the header again. Manderfeld just couldn't get over to it. John Fox showing the celebration. And a clearing attempt miscued by North St. Paul. It would lead to an opportunity for Todd Biederman. His shot would go off the post. And ding, off the post, but the rebound right to Kevin Hoof. And he would come near side and get the goal. And it's 2-0 Maple Grove, and very early in the game. Look at it again. And there it is again. Make Johnny on the spot right there, number 2.
Nice job by Kevin Hoof, crashing the net there and getting that rebound.
And then after that, North put some good pressure on, but the goaltender, Pat Enright, well, just watch him. He just goes crazy.
Played spectacular that night, Tim.
Yeah, watch this, right in them. No, Enright on the spot. And actually on the roster, Enright was listed as a midfielder, but he was a goalie, so I don't know if there's just something goofy on that roster. Good thing they had him in net, not midfield, because he wasn't letting anything past him. Look, that's Ocampo blasting one, and just out of the reach. Maple Grove would win this one 2-0, eliminating North St. Paul.
Tough loss there, Tim. And let's take a look at the Class AA Boys Soccer State Tournament bracket. And you see North St. Paul there losing to Maple Grove 2-0. Eden Prairie ended up defeating the Maple Grove Crimson 2-0.
Yeah.
Same score, and they will play Eastview in the championship.
Well, coming up on Sports Path, the Rosville Raiders volleyball team traveled to North St. Paul to face off a section quarterfinal action. We'll have the highlights right after this.
Got it to go down, and North.
We can all be more energy efficient. It's easy. Use energy-saving light bulbs. Energy Smart Power Strips. And turn off electronics and appliances when not in use. Learn what you can do today at energy.gov/tink.
In 1977 in Johannesburg, South Africa, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. By the age of 9, he was already outplaying him. The odds of this gentle lad winning the Junior World Golf Championships at the age of 14, 1 in 16 million. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the Open Championship once and the US Open Championship twice, 1 in 780 million. The odds of this professional golfer having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Volleyball playoff action is heating up, and the North St. Paul Polars, after enjoying a first-round bye, look to get out on the court and get things going against Rosville on October 28th. A lot of action going on here, and we kick it off at North St. Paul High School after looking at the bracket. It's going to be Sophie Jaskolski. You hear that name a lot. She gets this spike, and a nice job there kicking it off for the Polars, but it's Megan Coop who responds for the Roseville Raiders. She gets this nice spike, and then here's Nevena Vukomanovic with this spike. Vukmanovic. Megan Coop gets this spike here, and you see the Polar fans respond. A nice spike by Jaskolski there as she keeps the train going for North St. Paul. It's going to be Jaskolski with his nice block. And a nice dig here by Cassie Krenz is put nicely over by the net by Jaskolski. And Jaskolski wins the second game with this spike.
Got it to go down, and North is looking hard.
Moving on later here in the game, it's a nice block by Monica Burridge for the North St. Paul Polars. And later on, she continues with this nice spike. That's again Burridge on that one. Kim Schneider serves the ball, hits off the net, and gets this nice ace. And a nice spike again, Jaskolski. And a great job for Polars. Now the ball was sent over by Rebelke, and Roseville was unable to play it, and North wins the match 3-2-1. And here is the interview.
Sophie Jaskolski, and you're on the winning side tonight against the Roseville Raiders. And I guess, what are you feeling right now inside? How does it feel to get the win in sections?
It feels really good because this is the farthest we've ever gotten in sections before in a long time. So it's nice to finally be able to get far in senior year.
Does the bye help you a little bit on that too?
Yeah, but I think we deserved it. We played well all season, so.
Yeah, you got a good seed, and you win this one tonight, and your next one possibly will either be Cretin-Derham Hall, whom you haven't played yet, but a very solid team in Cretin-Derham Hall, or Tartan. And you know a little bit about Tartan. You've played them 3 times. You've beat them twice. What can you look forward at this point to tell us about Tartan?
Well, we're really excited, or if we get to play them, because we're school rivals, and so we'll be ready for anything they have to come at us with their hitters. So
let's talk about tonight's game. It seems like you did pretty well, especially when they have a couple of sisters on their team, twin sisters, the Coop sisters, and Burridge, who is number 10. She's just a freshman, but they seem to get up and get a lot of blocks on your shots, but it seemed like you were able to power through them. Is that something you work on, to be able to put that ball, you just try to put everything you can into it, or what are you thinking when you're going up to hit it?
In practice, we've been working a lot on hitting off the top of the fingers, so we've been practicing on hitting over the blocks.
Off the tops of their fingers?
Yes.
Okay. I thought if you're hitting with yours, that's not going to work out so well, right?
Yep. So.
And in your future plans, well, I guess we will go there with you, going to Wisconsin Green Bay. Yep. And what do you know about their program? I know they're nearly at 500 right now. Anything else that you know? What maybe brought you in to want to go play there?
I really liked the student athlete stuff that they had to offer. They have lots of programs that I'm interested in, and so I got to meet with some of the girls who are the other 2012 recruits, and I'm pretty excited. So. Anybody
locally that you know of?
Nope, I'm the only Minnesota girl.
New adventure, huh?
Yep.
All right. Well, congratulations tonight on the victory, and best of luck, and we hope you make it to the Excel Center to play in the finals.
Thank you.
All right, have a good night. Sophie Jaskolski, TV 19 Sports.
You just kind of do it all. running the camera there on there. Nice job. Good camera work.
Thanks, Tim.
Kind of the go-to guy. Shine my shoes later. Let's take a look at the volleyball Section 4 3A bracket. Hill Murray starting up at the top. It's the top-seeded team, and that would lead them all the way through, beating Eastridge and Woodbury, getting them to the championship game. And then North would fall to Cretin Durham Hall. It was a 3 and a 6 seed there. Cretin making the championship game. We'll be there on the 3rd, 7 p.m. So we expect a full gym, don't we, Zach?
Should be a very good game, and I would expect a lot of people to show up and watch some very solid and fun and fantastic volleyball.
Yeah, at the Washington Middle School is where that game will be taking place. So
yeah, should be a lot of fun, and we'll take a look now at some tennis, the tennis bracket here, and you see Mahtomedi at the top there. They made it all the way through. A couple other Fab 5 teams, Hill Murray down there, falling to Cretin Durham Hall. And so we'll see Mahtomedi taking on Rosville.
The bracket a little goofy there because Cretin Durham Hall in the section finals on both, and Hill Murray's on there twice. A little bit goofy, but that's the end result, Mahtomedi Rosville. So a little bit of a typing error, if you will, on there, but not a big deal.
Well, as a former graphics guy, believe me, I've had my share of typos.
You did graphics too?
I did do graphics. I did camera. I did everything here.
Wow.
Yes.
They just paid me to show up and talk.
Well, that's what they do now for me, so I'm lucky.
Well, speaking of paying me, I think last Sports Path we had a little bet going on about who would win the World Series, and you picked Texas, and I took the St. Louis Cardinals, and boy, that was a game. If you ever have seen baseball and know about baseball, it always is. It's such a fun sport because it always leads to one swing of the bat, and you never know what'll happen. And boy, St. Louis really proved that. And I'll expect my check in my mailbox here pretty soon from you.
Well, it wasn't just one swing of the bat. It was one strike. It was one pitch away. The Texas Rangers one pitch away from me winning my bet here because that's what's most important. Twice. I mean, you know, it was great baseball action. You know, I hadn't seen a game that good since, well, the game I was at a couple years ago, the game 163 between the Detroit Tigers and the Minnesota Twins.
I was there as well.
You were there? Well, yeah.
Now, I wanted to bring up something about that game, though. Jack Buck, the former announcer,
oh, man.
In 1991 said, and we'll see you tomorrow night, and that was Game 6. Kirby Puckett hit the home run. Joe Buck steals that line, uses it this time when Freeze hits that home run.
That's right.
Did you think he should have gave credit to his dad or said something? I felt he should have.
You know, I said on Twitter originally I was against it. I just thought it wasn't, you know, that honoring of him, but as I kind of moved along, thought about it a little bit more, I thought it was, I guess, perfect timing. If you're going to say it again, that was the right time 20 years later. And so, yes, originally there was an outcry for me, but I
just wish he would have said, as my father said 20 years ago,
in the name of my father,
we'll see you tomorrow night.
Right. So, yeah, it was a great World Series, a lot of great baseball, and so we'll see those teams very shortly. A long baseball season. Baseball is a lot of games.
It is. And basketball missing out on a lot of games, being with the strike, and hockey going on strong, and you'll see, and you're going to, I believe you said you're going to take part of this. The No Shave November.
No Shave November, that's right. It raises awareness for prostate cancer. My great uncle died last year of it, so I will not be shaving this entire month. We will see how I look at the end of the month, Tim. It's not going to be the best, but again,
You're going to end up looking like Grizzly Adams, or Family Guy when Peter grows that beard and the birds live in it. You may end up having that as well.
We'll see how it goes.
But if you could be like Chuck Norris, so you know what he's got under his beard, don't you?
That's true.
Another fist.
Oh, my God.
Huh?
Sure. You know what? Whatever, Tim.
Let's give honor where it's needed this week. Our set up with the colors, showing North St. Paul's colors this week. Their volleyball team doing well, but mainly because of the soccer team making it to the state tournament. So we kind of honored them this time with the red set.
A great season, and again, you know, it just happens. You come up short every once in a while, and just a great job to, I believe it's Casey Holm and the rest of the crew down in North St. Paul. It was a lot of fun to watch that team this year.
Well, did you watch the Vikings game at all? What do you think of Ponder so far? Have you seen much of him?
You know what? I like Ponder. I like his potential. I like where he's going. I think as he matures over the the years. I think he could be a very good quarterback as we move along here.
It seemed like in that first game he threw a few balls up that you thought, oh boy, I might get intercepted, but they weren't, and they never did get picked off, or not that many. And it seemed like he got lucky on a few. But then the last game he seemed to do a lot better and a lot more aim and a lot more at will throwing it how he wanted to throw it rather than just tossing it up. And having that mobility in that backfield really helps too. And he can move around. And Adrian Peterson benefiting from having a quarterback that can throw the ball a little bit more downfield than what McNabb was doing.
That's right. I couldn't have said it better myself, Tim. And I'll tell you what, Monday night, did you see the Monday Night Football game?
Just parts of it. Kansas
City Chiefs taking the win in unbelievable fashion, missing the field goal and then coming back to win. So a lot of great ending to sports games. You see the Wild game last night?
No.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
Wow, Wild win in overtime.
Oh, I did see the ending. I did. You're right.
You know, I tell you what, one of the best goals I've seen all year by Setaguchi, but it was made possible by Mikko Koivu and his physical play, protecting the puck, taking the guy out, and making a beautiful pass out to Devin Setaguchi for goal. A lot of exciting action from the Wild. I mean, the professional teams are looking a little bit better. I think we'll see how the Timberwolves do after November 30th. Hopefully, if you're an NBA fan.
Well, I'm just looking forward to Gopher basketball. That starts that actually starts this evening.
Beat Bemidji State last night.
Oh, last night it started up.
Last night, yes, the exhibition play. So
if you get a chance, also look at the goalie for the Wild, Harding, on his helmet. He's honored a few people that have passed in his life. I believe it's his grandmother Rose, and he's got a rose on the helmet and her name. A few of the players on the team, Bugard's names on the helmet and everything. It's a really nice tribute that he does on his helmets. He also, a few years back, had the 35 Bridge honored on his helmet as well. So very nice thing to do to honor those people and
that's right.
Put it on his helmet.
And if you like to volunteer here at TV19, cameraman, do whatever, give us a call. Get on our website, onlocationtv.org, and be sure to check out our website for full on-demand episodes of Sports Path.
And for those deer hunting pictures.
That's true.
Well, I'm Tim Peterson.
And I'm Zach Halverson, and that's your Sports Path.